Hey guys, welcome to Copernicus Corner. I'm back over in Watcher of Realms, and I've done some streaming for wrong words. I've done some streaming. That's not what we're going for. Going for, I've done some of the dailies. That's the word for today. But I haven't quite finished everything. I haven't leveled up a few times, and I haven't done the summons. I also haven't done the faction trial. I don't think I've looked at that. I did do the main faction trial, like the base one. It's just one that I'm down to the point where all I can do, I'll show you real quick. All I can do is repeat things at this point. I've got all of them done. I don't know if any more will open up at any point, but for now, that's as much as I can do. So I've done those, yes, but I haven't done the I'll get there eventually. Boy, my brain is really operating well tonight. All right. So Trial of Nightmare is the one that I'm on, which I have a lot of good Nightmare people. I don't know if it'll be sufficient. I think I kind of halfway remember this map, believe it or not, but I'm showing you guys anyway. It's the one that has the 2 portals to protect. It's got 3 ground portals oncoming, and they have 2 altars that they summon dudes at, and then those guys come attack. So, all right. With all that understood, I think we hop on over into here. I recently got Ares, which is over there, and I feel like I don't know that there's a lot to do with him here. He is I think he's good for like single target fighting, not necessarily so much good for a fight like this. I don't think so. Like, we're not all focusing on something, so I don't really think we're gonna mess around with that. But maybe, because let's see what level are my guys that I currently have. Looks like this girl here, for instance, is rather low level, and I've got Ares maxed out, so that automatically makes him better, right? Alright, so other than that, I've got a few people who don't have any gear on. I don't know that I have actually used this tactician. I put him in this group, but I'm not sure if I used him. He's level 1 looks like, which is a bit of an issue. How about we go and do our 3 levels that we need to do today on this guy? Why not? There's 1, 2, 3. And that way we don't have to use a lot of XP to level somebody up 3 times and get that quest completed. Then I just need to go and throw some gear on some people. And as is so often the case, I really don't care too much what it is. I do care that it's not the Luck of Tia. The Luck of Tia is quite useless in most instances. Not always, because it may be that I just don't have anything that'll give that amount of HP and attack as the Luck of Tia will. But if there's basically anything else, so this should work fine. Increases the chance of triggering an additional basic attack by 0.2% for every 1% increase in rage. Now, do I have any way that I'm increasing rage? I'm not really sure in this group. Maybe I don't. So let's go on and check the next thing. When shielded, increases attack by 10%. Well, that seems fairly useless as well. So maybe it is that it doesn't matter very much what I throw on these guys. Because if it's things like that, well, who cares? Who cares? So in that case, let's just throw this Watchguard's Wisdom on this guy, and then see what else we have to do about that. Looks like, other than him, we may want to use Greed a little bit, so let's toss some stuff on him. Looks like he had some things on, just wasn't quite there all the way, and he already has a Tome of Horror on. Whatever that does, maybe I paid more attention to it then than I am now. Who knows? Here we have Demos. Demos I haven't really messed with too much either. But we'll throw some gear on him, throw an artifact on him. Each time you restore cost, there's a 5% chance to restore twice the amount. Well, that sounds just fairly useless. But again, does it actually matter? Who knows? Let's look and see what kind of things there are for him as a fighter. And if there's anything better, it deals 10% extra damage to targets inflicted with bleed. Now, is it helpful? Who knows? Let's toss it on. It might be. It at least has a chance, right? And I accidentally enhanced it, so hey, it's got to count for something. Oh boy. All right. Yes. Equip was the button I was going there for. See if there's anything else real fast. I don't really think so. When shielded, increases crit rate by 10%. When the shield disappears, the crit rate bonus will last for 6 more seconds. And then we have this. Increases crit damage by 0.3% for every 1% reduction in HP. Could do that. I mean, not any, wouldn't be great reason to. But you know, could do. May as well do one of these. Sure, whatever this is, it looks fine. Let's do that. Alright. And then, who else do we have? Okay, we have Nalvarez here, who's also naked. We don't like seeing the Scarecrow naked. Let's throw some clothes on him. Alright, there's some for him. And what do we got? Oh yes, this again. Back to the luck of Tia. Not especially enticing. Let's put another of these Watchguard's Wisdoms on. Why not? Fairly, well, let's see here. What is this? This is the, when shielded, it does things. What was this one? Restores 3% rage when killing the target. That seems fine. Let's replace that. There we go. Great. Wondrous. And then the last guy that I have to throw some gear on is going to be that tactician. I thought he was in here somewhere, but I don't see him. So let's just come back here where we know we can grab him. And put a little bit of gear on him as well. There we go. And he already has something on here. Increases damage by 50. Oh, because it's a tactician class limited thing. That's why I have that on him. Increases damage by 15% if there are adjacent allies. Further increases damage by 10%. Well, that sounds all fine and well. Alright, let's start this. We have to have one defender deployed. I wonder if I have a defender. Maybe that's why I had the other one. But no, I have a defender. There we are. We have Baron. Let's go ahead and throw Baron out here. Why not? Okay. Baron there. And then maybe, let's see, who do I want to put out next? I think I'll go ahead and use that. And then I think I'm gonna stick Arrogance out. Yeah, sure, let's throw Arrogance out here. We need somebody back behind or somebody somewhere. He's about to die for sure. Let's do Wrath here. And then I wanted to get Gluttony out. He didn't quite make it long enough to survive. Let's put Gluttony there then for now. It's really not going phenomenally over here. But maybe we can get something done at least. Maybe we put Ares here. Not really sure if that's a good choice. Maybe we don't. Or we just wait on that. And let's see. Okay. Could actually do this guy this way and slow these guys down a little bit. They're kind of speedy, you know. They're moving along a little faster than I might enjoy. So now we put Baron back out over here. Maybe Ares next over there with Arrogance. Not certain. Maybe not, because we actually have some dudes coming out over here trying to summon some fellas, and we don't like that one bit. Boy, Baron is just down. Nobody's business. Alright, now what? Maybe we throw throw out berries now. Yeah, let's give it a go. I don't know how long it'll last, but for the moment, seems reasonable. He didn't last long, as it turned out. Okay. How about this guy next? Whatever his name is. Oh, we're down. Down and out. I don't know anything about this technician except that he won't last very long, so how about I don't stick him out quite yet? Let's try waiting for Baron, who will last a whole second. Not sure where that guy is, but I'm sure. Oh, he's up there. Okay. Now, can we do anything with this tactician? I don't know. Let's not do that yet. Maybe we put Gluttony there. Throw Baron's thing on. Oh wow. Actually made it through that surprisingly. That was absolutely miserable right there. Didn't do it with the soul core intact. It almost doesn't count. But you know, that was something anyway. I don't know. Don't know what to think about it, but it was something. Managed to eke out 12 agility insignia 3s and 105 XP potions for that. For the stats, we've got arrogance at 2,345,310, followed by wrath at 809,519. Then we got gluttony, 617,692. It's a good thing that arrogance could just hold down that whole hour by himself, because the rest of these guys they weren't getting there. Baron at 602,000. Now it's pretty sad actually when Baron is doing as much damage as like some fighters are. That's the top of the DPS on that side of the board. Rough stuff. Don't know what to say on that one. I think that maybe Demos did pretty well up there, fighting his lone fellow who was just trying to mind his own business and summon the demons or whatever he was doing over there. But there we go. All right, good enough. And now that was that, I suppose. I do have one more fight I can do with this, so I will just auto fight. You know what? I will quick clear this. Call that good for the moment. We got 20 agility insignia 2s and 156 hero XP potions for that. Now, I don't have anything else on that list right now. Let's hop out of here. We've got friends to accept over here. This is Will of Oryx has invited us to be friends. Let's do it. Sure. Accept Will of Oryx. And then, oh yeah, right, I forgot we have this over here, the Hero's Visit. Keniza, this land holds the promise of a world-changing destiny, Commander. Will you be the torch that ignites this hope with me? We're facing a formidable adversary that poses a threat to the harmony of nature. Please join me. Let us harness the power of Ki to safeguard the natural order. Although our opponent possesses immense strength, I have unwavering faith in our ability to triumph over him. Alright, let's see. So, Keniza's quest. Okay, looks like we've got 5 portals that'll be incoming. We've got 3 to protect. We got the Jungle Master, who's a boss. She has Healing Touch. Jungle Master heals 2 or 3 allies at a time. Nature's Embrace. Jungle Master invokes the power of the jungle and continuously heals all allies in range. And Control Immunity. She's immune to all crowd control effects except slow. The incarnation of the Mother of Trees, the Defender of the Forest. Due to the jungle's contamination by unknown forces, she has turned hostile toward all outsiders who dare to enter. Those who receive her healing find their souls tainted, falling under her control. So there we go. That's what she's got going on. Then we've got mutant rodents, toxic suicides, stitched carrions, plated komodos, scalekin soldiers, poison mages, and rippers. So there we go. Let's go ahead and give this a fight and see what happens. Let's see here. I have a bunch of random folks here. I can see. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, it looks like we have plenty of platforms, of all kinds, right? So that should be fine. We'll just do it as is and see what happens. How about that? Alright, somebody's coming through that way. And man, they are going fast too, aren't they? Let's throw arrogance in the way. And then okay. I better put out some folks to do some blocking here. We're gonna be in trouble. So how about Wrath over here? Um I might like Wrath in the middle instead, actually. I think I do. I think I'd rather put Idrin here and then put Wrath in the middle just so that he benefits from the other two's. Um, I'm gonna put her there. Sorry, from the other two's DPS. And then we can stick. Could put him here, and he'll cover a good distance. But if I do, I won't be able to hit her with him. In order to hit the boss lady, I would have to stick him. Well, no, even there won't work. So why don't I just stick Cetrum here and not worry about it terribly? What am I doing? Pressing buttons badly. That's right. All right, so they're getting hit pretty hard with the old goo. I think I'd rather put her down here for healing's sake, and throw out all of their things. And then I suppose we can put. Oh no! If I put Nora here, then I'm going to get her killed pretty quickly. So why don't I just stick her? Well, okay, no, she won't necessarily. Yeah, she'll die pretty fast. I think she's pretty prone to dying. So we'll just call that good, I think. Alright, so far, we haven't been able to do a whole lot of damage to the boss, a little bit. And also, I am not good at pressing buttons. Terrible at it, really. So, that's too bad. Fortunately, we managed to eke out a victory on that anyway, having much more VP than is required here. Looks like Etran topped the damage at 3,983,000, followed by Arrogance at 3,468,000, and then Setrum at 2,894,000. Actually, Solkadens wasn't too far behind, 2,240,000. So that's not terrible. Alright, let's see. So we got that. We'll come back over here and we'll complete this mission. Then we got 5 arena permits and 200 stamina for that. And Kanisa says, I need like-minded individuals willing to explore the mysteries of Ki. Help me spread this belief and protect the balance of nature together. Alright, and so she wants me to deploy those guys. We'll start that, and in 30 minutes, those guys will come back. And we can claim that if we're still around in 30 minutes. Alright, We got Beirut here. Beirut doesn't really have anything too exciting in there. Let's come on over to the arena shop and grab this huge stamina potion, which always comes in handy. Okay, let's get out of there. We've got some things, looks like quests. Level up heroes 3 times, we can claim that. We got 2 golden cogs and 1 stamina potion sample there. And then perform 1 summon, and we'll get something for that. Let's see, what do we want to do? We do have these ancient summoning things could use to get, looks like Casil and Cyrus. I don't know anything about them except what it says. Arena Mastery implies that the guy would be good at Arena, but I don't know. And Cyrus, the Lord of Esotericis, is obviously a Lord of, I'm going to guess, Esotericis. You know, big leap there, but that's what I'm going to assume. Then we have Yuri and Lord Phineas as the 20-up heroes here. And then, of course, this is just your chance of getting any old hero, goes up by 2. It has been a good while since I had a legendary hero. Well, not a good while. It has been not very long, would be more accurate, since I've had a legendary hero that because I got one I don't know, when was it, last week I got Absan and Solkins, whenever that was. So, very good. That being the case, the odds are I won't get anything from this. So let's just use one of these crystals and see what we get. Looks like Autumn, a 3-star healer from the Infernal faction. As comforting as the changing leaves, Autumn uses AoE healing and boosts critical damage. Excellent. So we got our perform 1 summon done, and we'll claim that. And that's going to give us a couple more cogs and 2 4-star sacred power shards. Now, those cogs will be used in the events that are going on. And what have we here? Duel of Champions. I've done some arena battles, and that is maxed out my Duel of Champions, which is good because this event ends in 1 hour and 42 minutes. So let's claim these. We got 1 huge stamina potion and 2 rare summoning crystals. Then we got Brave Conquest over here, which also unfortunately ends in 1 hour and 42 minutes. And we've got a couple of huge stamina potions there, which means I can actually run some background things for the Oracle's trial. Let's do Vault in the Sand because that'll give me some points in that. It looks like I've got 200,000 gold and 100,000 hero XP potions to claim here, so that's a fine thing to do. Then we click go here, we'll go to stage 17. And I guess I will use these quick clears, and there are 19 of them that I can use. Actually, 9 of them is what I want to use, because those are the 3 runs for today. So, let's start that, and that ought to end very quickly. So it'll just go one right after another. Alright. So we ended up getting 1 Arcanum Crystal, 210 Vault in the Sands trophies, 210 Brave Conquest points, 10 of these Batwings Banshee Demon Soldier shards, 36,900 gold, 6,804 XP potions, and then a bunch of different gear. Very cool. Tap to close that. And then we've got some auto fights we can run. We have a good number of potions to use. So why don't I go up, let's say 800-ish. How about there? Start and then use, let's see, if we use 3 of these, we'll get 600. We'll need 57 more. So we can use one of these small stamina potions to get that. Very nice. And we'll start those in the background. Alright. All well and good. All right, we actually have something already claimed here in the Vault of Sands. It's the 20 diamonds there. And then we got the Tales of the Smith stuff to claim. We got a good little bit here added up. You know, we've got 20 diamonds, 20,000 gold, one rare summoning crystal, one small stamina potion, one rare skill crystal there. Very good. Let's see. We got the Lucky Roulette wheel to spin. I've got quite a few of those, so I'm actually going to do some of these 10-time spins. I don't want to do too many of them like that. You know what? I'll go ahead and do the 4 10 times to make this a little bit faster and easier. So what we got from that was 1 ancient summoning crystal shard, 3 auto fight attempts. Well, no, actually 6 auto fight attempts. 40,000 gold, 60 stamina. Looks like 60,000 XP potions. It's not too shabby. Let's do that again and see what happens here. 2 mythic extract shards. That's actually 4. 1 ancient summoning crystal shard, 3 auto fight attempts, 40,000 gold, 90 stamina, and 20,000 hero XP potions for that round. Try again. Alright, 2 mythic extract shards, 5 diamonds, 1 ancient summoning crystal shard, 4 5-star psychic power shards, 3 auto fight attempts, 40,000 gold, 30 stamina, and 20,000 XP potions for that. And then one more time of the 10 gets us 4 mythic extract shards, 2 ancient summoning crystal shards, 4 5-star psychic power shards, 3 auto fight attempts, 20,000 gold, 40,000 XP potions. Very nice. And then let's do the next 8 and let's click here. And that's going to give us 5 diamonds, 1 ancient summoning crystal shard, 2 5-star psychic power shards, 3 auto fight attempts, 40,000 gold, 30 stamina, and 20,000 XP potions. All well and good. Now, we can claim this chest over here. And we get 100,000 gold and 1 rare summoning crystal. Alright, so, very good. We're actually 23 out of 25 spins through the way to the next chest, which is cool. Alright, so, let's see. What else have we here? Let's see here. Looks like we got another couple of days on the Tales of the Smith and another couple of days on the Corridor of Glory. Now, the Corridor of Glory looks like we've already gotten a whole 3 points in that. That's for leveling up, starring up, promoting heroes, or upgrading hero skills to win trophies and redeem rewards. So, not that we've gotten very far into it, but hey, it starts a start, right? Let's hop out of there. Let's see. We're on fight number 4 of 37. And we got another 21 minutes left on this Kinesis quest over here. So, no sense in staring at that, I think. We can come over here and claim all of these idle rewards we've got, which are 10 quick clear tickets, 2 insignia of marksman 3s, 2 arena permits, 3 auto fight attempts, and 1 huge stamina potion. Not too shabby. Let's see if we have any arena permits. We do. Let's see, we're at 355,000 BP on our team, according to this. Let's go ahead and refresh the opponents, see what we get now. So we have one that's 364,882, which is within our range. May be able to do it, may not. The monster VP is also 364,882. I'm not sure that I have this set up very well to do it, but we'll give it a go and kind of just see what happens, I think. Alright. Now, it looks like they throw Edril. For those who don't know, each role has limitless shots as her ultimate. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage lasting for 26 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited. And that's actually the key point of her ultimate. She can hit anywhere on the board with that. Alright, so that was a name I don't know because I don't read Cyrillic. And they had 364,882 BP. The highest the highest damage on the board was Xena with 1,394,990, followed by Idril on their side with 723,316. And then I think her name is like Arachna or something like that at 418,718. And I could be wrong on her name, but it's something like that. It makes me, it's obviously related to spiders. So, yeah. Now, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 gold for that bit there, which is okay. It's not wonderful, but it's okay. I'll take it. Alright, that's the only one of these I'm going to try with my current BP, so hop out of there and look around real quick. I know that I updated the storyline, and now I'm supposed to clear campaign stage H7-15, and just to see, we're on H6-1, which is well behind where we would need to be for that. So not thinking that's all that wonderful, because I'd have to go through a whole nother round of things before I could do it. I see that this isn't checkmarked, I suppose, because we're missing H5-11 for the 3 stars. That's interesting. Not something I'm going to work on at the moment, but it would allow me to get 3 rare summoning crystals if I got that. So that's something I will definitely want to come back to. Just make sure I have everything else cleared, looks like. So it's just this one diamond that I'm missing. And so, yes, I'll come back to this later on. Alright, let's see. Nothing to do there right now. I can come and put together a shard here. We've got the Mythic Extract shard that's ready to be stuck together. Let's build that to get 1 Mythic Extract. And now we also have an Ancient Summoning Crystal that we can get. So there we go. Always nice to have those. Looks like I finished the quests for the day. So, go over to storage, gonna go to gear, and then look for things that I haven't leveled up yet. And try to bulk organize, and then select all, and bulk enhance all of these guys up to level 4. That cost 150,872 gold, and it did enhance all 60 of them to level 4, which is nice. Alright, then let's go to the 4 to 7 things. And I don't know which of those I'm going to want to do and which ones I'm not. So let's first go to bulk sell and see if I want to dump any of these guys. Yes, I think so far I definitely do want to do that. The legendary ones are, they're pretty decent comparatively, but obviously there's more potential with the mythic ones than with the legendaries. So we'll just have to put that twice. That's silly. Don't want to get rid of that, and I'm just kind of gonna quickly-ish go through these and make decisions about them, whether it makes a lot of sense or not, because essentially it's one of those deals where the Tales of the Smith is running, and so I want to take advantage of that as much as possible and get as many rewards as possible from that. And that means that I'm going to have to sell a lot of the gear ultimately in order to do that. So, oh, hey, welcome, Rubian. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, that's the current goal. Maybe I can accomplish it successfully. Maybe not. Looking for a few different things. I'm kind of keeping them mostly if they have attack speed, because that can be kind of difficult to run across, I find. And until I know if the attack speed is going to be worthwhile or not, I would like to keep it for the most part, unless something just looks very bad. And then anything that enhanced pretty well, I want to go ahead and keep that as well. So that's my goal of the moment, I guess. And I don't really have, anything that's otherwise terribly important to me at the moment. I know that like the crit rate, as people have mentioned, is obviously important, but the thing is that a lot of that's going to come along with the territory with other things, and so I'm not terribly concerned about it at the moment. And I don't know. I had to go back and check. It's like, did I do that right? I don't know. But turns out that I did. Sometimes I have trouble doing multiple processes at the same time. Like we're checking for color and we're also checking for words. It can be difficult for me. It's been a long day, I'll tell you that. Hopefully you guys have been doing well today. Alright, now, I am not quite halfway through what I've got here, and he's keeping quite a bit of it this time around. Whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. I feel like I maybe shouldn't keep quite as much as I am. It may be a waste of resources ultimately. I was just reading or watching something actually yesterday. I think that that Elon Musk was saying something about you take a process and you cut enough of it that basically the goal is that you have to add at least 10% of what you cut back in, or else you haven't cut enough, right? Which makes some sense, and I've tried something similar before with like organizing things in the house. Like you take a bunch of stuff and remove it temporarily to somewhere else. And the idea is that if you go whatever amount of time, say 2 weeks, without needing that stuff, any of it that you took out, without wanting it, then you don't really need or want it, right? And so you take out, essentially more than you would think that you should. And then theoretically, you would bring back in the things that you decided you did in fact want. My problem is that I am just spacey as all heck in a lot of ways, and so what my actual results were from that was that I ended up um, needing something that I had taken outside, and then forgot that it was one of the things that I had taken outside, and in fact forgot that I had taken things outside, and so then just couldn't find the things, and then ended up buying more of those things because I couldn't, it was one of those things like, well, I think I had this, and then but I can't ever remember for sure if I had something, right? And so it's like, I think I had this. And then you cast about and, look in all the places that you think you would have put it. And it wasn't in any of those places. And so therefore I decided, oh, well, I guess I was wrong. I didn't have it after all. And so then go and buy that thing again. And so then later on, when I run across the items that I had removed and put somewhere unassuming, I was like, oh yeah, here's that thing that I thought I didn't have and now bought a new one. So what this actually did was cause me to buy things I didn't need. And it was not as helpful as one might think. So I think this maybe partially depends on the person in question, because if you're like me, you'll just forget that you had it for sure, and also that you had taken things and put them into a different area. And so yeah, it's not as useful. It's a great idea, but I think maybe in a situation like this, that theory will hold more water, even for people like me, because I'm not just moving it to a different place, I'm actually selling it if it doesn't make the cut, and not really able to add it back per se either, because I am in fact selling it to the market and can't get it back. If I decide I need it later, it's gonna be too bad. I'm gonna have to just go, farm some more things. Fine. But yeah, hopefully I haven't gotten rid of too many things here that I would otherwise want to keep up. It occurs to me that I probably have, because I have another issue, I would say, where I don't notice the thing in yellow up here, whatever the primary status, because it's a different color. I know that that's weird, and that's completely the opposite of most people, but for me, if something is a different color and I'm looking for one type of thing, and it's especially if it's words, if the words are a different color than the rest of the words, I don't see them. It's the same when I'm reading instructions to board games. I read the black and white, basically, instructions, and a lot of times in the current or modern instruction booklets, they'll have something that maybe has a lot of pictures, and it'll have like colored writing and things like that on it, and it'll have it maybe off in a little square. And so I don't notice them because I don't notice pictures, and I also don't notice, like I said, anything that's colorized differently. I don't see it really, and if I'm reading instructions like that, I really kind of only see the black and white writing, and it makes it very difficult, especially because oddly, I'm typically the best at comprehending the writing, and so I tend to be the one doing the reading in any kind of instructions. And since we have board game night every week at my son's shop, I end up doing this pretty much, very regularly. At least every couple of weeks, I'm reading new instructions, and I kind of try to make an effort, like after I've read the instructions and something is unclear, to go back and look specifically for things that are odd like that. To me, they're odd, which means I'm looking for things that are pictures, or I'm looking for things that are different colored words, so that I can find something that I may have missed on the first reading, which was going to be almost exclusively just those black and white words. And it also throws me off if they have like a section in italics. I'll actually skip that section because I don't. It's strange. It's like it's not there for me. So strange though that is. That's how I operate. All right, so we sold all that gear for 1,665,000 coins. All right, now we're going to go back and keeping that filter on, and then going to go to organize, and we're going to take all of these things. And again, we have this selected 4 to 7, right? So that's the ones that we just looked at. So we're going to select all of these and go ahead and enhance those up to level 8. Which ought to move our Tales of the Smith along the good ways. Okay, so we enhanced all 99 of those. It cost 1,410,930 coins to do that. And probably that helps this event over here, which is Tales of the Smith. Okay, we got a couple more, I don't know if you call them levels or, a couple more rewards regardless out of that. So let's spend those. We got 1 4-star psychic power shard and also, not shard, sorry, 1 4-star psychic power token and 40,000 gold for that. It's not too bad, and we're about to start getting into the diamonds on that. We still have 2 days, so not that big of a deal if we don't get on it right away. We're at 4,880 points on this Brave Conquest, which means we'll definitely get to this 50 auto attack attempts. Don't know, maybe we'll get over to the ancient summoning crystals as well by the end of this run here. Yeah, we definitely will, because we're at 20 of 37 of the runs. So yeah, we'll definitely get that. Let's hop over here to the Harbor Master, where she has for us 30 Island Sun Tunas and 30 Golden Pineapples. We also have a friend request, so let's come over here. We got Hunter 432221. Let's accept that, and now we've got another friend added. By the way, if we're friends on here and I don't have you on my favorite friends list yet, please let me know that you're a watcher, and I will be sure to add you to that list. Alright, so still at the harbor. We did not get the pearl we wanted, so let's set sail, try to grab that. Over here, we could do the mine, but I think I'm going to wait on that, because that'll keep piling up for the moment. Let's come over to quests, where we have the weekly enhanced 3 pieces of gear to level 8 that we can claim. So we do that, we get a random quartz keystone. Someday we're going to know what that means. Right now, no, it's not really the day. But someday it will be. Alright. We got that knocked out. What do we have over here, as a matter of fact? Because we have, we have Arrival of Heroes, which you summon heroes to win trophies and earn rewards, right? Haven't done a lot of summoning. I've just been doing the 1 per day thing, so I haven't gotten very far along in this. But we have 2 days and 1 hour left, and I'm hoping to do some serious amounts of summoning tomorrow, because I have a number of crystals just kind of waiting for me to have time to do it. And so in addition to the ancient crystals, which I don't really intend to use on this, I also have these rare summoning crystals. I have 45 of those. I don't really mind using the 45 crystals. I have a lot of diamonds built up, enough for over 140 summons. I want to keep at least 200 summons available one way or another, because I want to try to summon that painter and paintress. But I'm not too terribly worried about it, because I will have more diamonds incoming, more shards incoming, crystals rather, and I have enough of the diamonds already that it's not that big of a threat. I've already gone, gotten some ways into the pity So I'm not sure that it's super relevant. I'm not very far, I've gotten some spent, but I'm not very far into it. And again, like I said, the odds of me hitting a legendary right now are not great. So I don't feel very concerned about trying it. And if I do, no big deal. Now there's some kind of rumor going around that there's going to be another Del Chan summon here soon again, but we shall see on that. Um, but for now, 45 summoning crystals available. Okay, back over here we have in the hero's visit, Kamiza, her quests. We've got the dispatch completed, so let's click that. And then we get one legendary summoning crystal shard from that. So there we go, we finished that. Nisa says, "Thank you for your assistance, Commander. Your aid is a tribute to not just me, but also to nature." Yes, that was the intention for sure. Making tribute to nature. That's exactly what I wanted. However, I haven't gone and done my refreshes with Plurut today. So let's come over here and do a free refresh. You get 3 refreshes a day with him. And what I'm looking at for more than anything is some cheap summoning crystals. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 3 free refreshes and then do the ones that cost money. I don't want to do the ones that cost diamonds, but I'm willing to do the ones that cost money. And again, being not especially visual, I don't necessarily always see when there are things here that I would otherwise want. I think I'll go ahead and get the auto fight attempts. I also see it called auto attack attempts, I think. But auto fight attempts, it says here. So for that, we get the next 500 coins worth. Nothing doing there. Now we're at the thousands. This inflation is killing me, right? Let's do this again. No, not really interested in any of that. We'll do the next 1,000. I will take the ones that are 25% off, I think. So we take 37,000 for 10 of them. Refresh again for another 1,000. That's all fine and well. Refresh again. Nothing of note there, but I don't want to refresh again because now we're to the diamonds. We're not interested in doing that. Okay, so let's see here. We are moving along in the auto fights we have going. Let's check back over here. Refresh opponents for free and see what we've got. Looks like we got 332,173 for Denius 2025. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. Our VP is 355,550. We're just going to do an auto battle. Find out how well that's going to go. Again, I'm not sure that this is the best team that I have lined up for arrangement, but that's what I've got for the moment. They have thrown out Xena right off the bat. Her ultimate is Perdition's Blaze, and the important thing about Xena is that she does her best damage in the first 25 seconds after deployment. So after that period of time, her damage drops fairly significantly. She has Perdition's Blade. Activates when deployed, increases attack by 30% and critical damage by 80%. Each attack deals 150% damage to up to 5 enemies in range. If your target's hit, the higher the damage dealt, up to 300%. This skill can only be triggered one time per deployment, is what that said. She has been picked up, and Malvira has been put in her place. Malvira has the ultimate Call of the Reaper, pulls up to 6 furthest enemy targets in range toward the hero, then consumes all the hero's stacks of resentment to deal 450% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range. For each stack of resentment consumed, increases final damage by an extra 10%. After casting the skill, increases the hero's block by 3 for 10 seconds. I really wanted to pull Malvira. I would like to have her, but unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards, so, sad but true. They also have out Ezerith. I've never seen him before that I can recall. He has Void Ripper. I don't know what it means because he switches between World Destroyer mode and World Devourer mode. Um, it seems to me like that would mean maybe that he does DPS maybe in World Destroyer mode and then he switches to maybe a healing mode. That's just an utter guess based on the names. I have no idea. But anyway, they had some other folks out, but I didn't get around to those. All right, so we got the victory on that. That was Genius 2025 with 332,173 BP. Stats show that the top damage done was dealt by someone I don't know who it is, but it's a little spider-looking thing right there. And then followed by Arrogance with 5,660,330. Then it drops down significantly to Myzina, who did 3,883,830 damage, followed by Sultan's at followed, I totally messed that up, because Idrin did more than Xena at 3,958,570. So then after Xena, it was Sultan's at 3,377,680. And then there's Xena at 2,675,570. So for that, we got 3 arena coins, 8 duel of champions points, and 5,000 gold. Very cool. So what we have next here, we've got a guy with 343,668. Let's give that a go and get a look at the auto right there. Alright, let's zoom out here, and they've thrown down Ardea, which I've seen before but never used. Ardea has Primal Wrath, which is the frenzy state. Attack is increased by 50%, causing HP drain equal to 15% of current HP per second. The hero throws 2 of her circular blades every time a talent effect is triggered. Interesting. And now they've thrown down Gone. Gone has Battle Cry, increases block by 3, and grants physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction to all allies in range. This effect lasts for 12 seconds. Cool. And this looks like it's 4 attacks. He's a healer. He has Moisture. Increases the healing multiplier by 45% for 20 seconds. When triggered, restores HP equal to 10% max health for all allies in range. If the heal amount exceeds their max HP, 150% of the excess will be converted into a damage-absorbing water shield that lasts for 10 seconds. My goodness, they're just throwing out one after another here. We've got Mugaru here. Mugaru has Animosity. Reduces the cooldown of Lethal Strike by 8 seconds. Additionally, Lethal Strike ignores 30% of defensive targets inflicted with bleed. This effect lasts for 20 seconds. And then, I don't know, who they have other than that? Is that it? We looked at Ron. Okay, who's this guy? We got the Mugaru guy. Nocturne. Okay, Nocturne's good because he does the true damage thing. So that'll be it. We're going to use right now. But Nocturne basically can hit through defenses and whatnot. And do true strike, true damage, whatever it's called. Alright. So that was another Russian name there. With 343,668. Wow. That first girl they stuck down, whose name I cannot tell you, ended up doing 12,144,300 damage. It's phenomenal. The next highest was Arrogance at 6,147,650. So that's a heck of a go for that person there with the red hair. Alright, very nice. We got 3 arena points and 4 duel of champions points for that. Okay, that's all the ones we can safely take on at the moment. And by safely, I mean that we have any chance whatsoever of taking on. Let's see, we still have 30 out of 37 of the battles run their course. We got something over here in the vault in the sands. That's 35 diamonds to claim. We're actually at the top of the leaderboard right now. Don't expect to stay there for any length of time. There's still 3 days and 1 hour left on vault in the sands. So so odds are that won't remain the case, but for the moment, for the moment, we're doing pretty well in that regard. Let's go out of there and go to events, because we've got something over here in Brave Conquest. And it is those 50 auto fight attempts that I had thought we'd probably get. We're at 5,155 of these. I think they're called trophies. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they're called. But the tokens, anyway. We're gonna call them points. That many points, and we would need 6,000 to be able to get these 2 ancient summoning crystals. I think that's pretty definitely going to be happening. Other than that, we have the Immortal Codex. I'm just gonna look at it. I don't know if I'll do it right now. It looks like it has opened up. So right now we have an A rating in the Conqueror, we have an E rating in the Lord of Sticks, and we haven't done the Mother of Crows. I know nothing whatsoever about it. I'll go look at it. Don't know that I want to do it right now. My brain is hardly with it. It says ancient magical energy waves emanate from the temple as the crows crawl out in delight. And let's look at this. Alright. We've got stage 1 that has a Mother of Crows. She's the boss. She's ranged. She does magic damage. She has control immunity, meaning that she's immune to all crowd control effects except slow. She has Unholy Pact. This is Brandon transforms into 2 dread crows that become invincible and untargetable. Now, Brandon, I suppose, is the Mother of Crows, right? That would make sense. And then she has Unholy Trinity, casts skills with different effects based on the attributes activated. Bloodbeak deals damage to all heroes on the battlefield and reduces their attack. Chains deals damage to all heroes on the battlefield and reduces their attack speed. And Curse deals damage to all heroes on the battlefield, deals continuous damage, and reduces their rage. That sounds absolutely nasty, doesn't it? Monster info. Brannon, an ancient demon, resides within an ancient avian relic, murmuring secrets. The whispers of Brannon continue without end. Rend the veil between life and death. Let the crows usher in the bones, the new world for our banquet. Well, that's a little creepy. Alright. That's stage 1. Just been on. Okay. First off, stage 1, I don't actually see where the portal we're defending is. It's just not on there. I don't know if that's because it's just off the map or if there's something special about this, what's going on. But that's what I see from here. Stage 2, we have portals marked. Stage 1 and Stage 2 otherwise look very, very similar. There are some differences, but there are a lot of similarities. However, the portals are marked on here. We've got 4 incoming, 2 to protect on there. And then the Mother of Crows one, again, no portals, and who knows what's going on with that. But for sure, I don't want to jump in on it right now, I don't think. Just don't have the brain that it would take to do that. We've got 11 days and 1 hour left on it, and I feel like we can do that at another time. And the same thing, we're going to do kind of the same thing here. It's the zombie invasion. I enjoy the zombie invasion, but I don't have time for it right now, as it's 1 in the morning. I've got to try to get some sleep sometime tonight. But let's go ahead and just pop into here, and then basically I'm going to pop right out because I've got to again get some sleep, and so I would like to get the daily from this real quick. It's some auto fight chances, and that seems like something worthwhile to do. So I'll just do a few waves of this, and then we're going to call it good on it with the battle, and we'll be able to claim those auto fight chances over here. Complete this. Alright, we tap to close and come over to quests, and we got challenge one time daily during the event. Let's claim those actually 10 out of 5 attempts. Alright. Out of there, out of there. Still have a couple of auto fights going at the moment, but those should be done very, very soon. We've got Baruch, who has refreshed and has nothing exciting, unfortunately. Alright, how about we come over and check on the... Well, you know what? First, let's check the storage guide. I don't have any more shards to put together, apparently. Thought I might, but no, I don't. Let's check the arena and see how far along that is. Got another 2 minutes and 20 seconds left before we can refresh that. Alright, so various things are still running. I can go and throw another summon on here, just for funsies, and see what we can see here. Now, the question is, do I want to try to get either of these people? You know, I've seen Yuri in Arena, and she seems like she's pretty good. I don't know anything about Phineas whatsoever. I don't want to do more than 5 right now, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. And sure, I'll toss 5 into this. So here's the first one of those. And it is Rutu, a 3-star fighter. This scale comes in it for the thrills. Gains a shield after placement and recovers costs. And he has pinkish purple skin. That's not to be ignored. Anything with pinkish purple skin means business. Alright, and here we have Cutter, a 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Cutter launches poison-laced daggers with ease, but downs bruised with less grace than a nox. So that was 2. Now we're on number 3. And what are we gonna get? Who knows? It is Jonas, the 2-star fighter. Your classic drunkard with a spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can bolster himself in a fight. Alright, that was number 4, I think, right? If so, this would be 5. We'll find out in a second. That's Camille, the 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. Camille is ever the sight for sore eyes. Channeling the power of the Holy Light, she'll patch you up in no time. Okay, we got one more to something, actually. So we still have 41. Alright. So one more, and then we'll call it a day on that. And it is Narvi, the 3-star fighter. A most inquisitive adventurer, Narvi makes a great companion, bolstering heroes and reducing costs. Excellent. All very well. We've gone up in our ranking over in the Arrival Heroes. Not quite enough to get that 100 stamina, but you know what? That'll be something for tomorrow, I think. We've completed the background fights. We got 151,700 gold, 27,750 XP potions, and a variety of different armors. Plus, also, this lovely Arcanine crystal, which will certainly come in handy soon enough. Then we also have, how many? 755 vault in the Sands trophies, and 755 Grand Conquest points, as well as 10 Imperial Pharaoh Guard Demon Soldier shards, and 10 Chaos Shaman Demon Soldier shards. Say that 10 times fast. Alright, now, all very well, let's click OK. Well, okay, on the one hand, I would click on OK, but on the other hand, let's bulk enhance these guys up to level 4, how's about? So we'll say all, and then we'll just bulk enhance them up to level 4. I don't see why not. May as well do it now rather than later. Alright, so that cost 80,685 points for that, and we successfully enhanced 32 out of 33 of them. What happened to the 33rd one? Who knows? Because we have plenty of money for it, so no clue why it didn't work. But we did it, and let's see how close we are to the next thing with the Tales of the Smith. So, the next thing we can get is the diamonds, 40 of them, very nice. We currently have 2,651 points. We would need 2,860 points in order to get those diamonds. So, unfortunately, we're some ways away still from that. Let's go over to the Gold Dragon Pass where we have something to claim in the weekly quests. It is perform 10 summons, And for that, we get 750 gold dragon tokens and level up to 67. Now let's come over here. We got these level rewards, and we're going to claim this, which is 5 smoldering scales. Now, that says Gear Forge material. Can be obtained from Gear Dungeon. Yes, sure. I don't have Gear Dungeons unlocked yet because I think maybe I need to do more in the storyline. Really gotta try to go and actually do that at some point and just barrel through it, I think. But for now, still don't have the Gear Dungeons unlocked. So, shamefully, not really clear on the use of those. I don't know if I need to do the storyline in order to unlock like the T2 and T3 and all that business, or if it's the campaign that I need to do, or what's up there. But it is what it is, I suppose. Now, we're going to refresh our opponents and see if there's anybody fun to fight, because we do have 4 arena permits left that we can use. So we've got Selksat. Selksat has 168,549 BP. However, his monsters have 335,962. And what that means is he has an absolute bomb on his team. Because, again, his team BP is 168,549, which means that with the monster BP being that high, that means he has something phenomenal. It's going to be really gross. I didn't look to see what he has, but we'll find out in just a second. Let's auto fight and find out. Looks like he has 2 guys. That one girl is familiar. Like I can't quite think of her name, but she's the one I tried to learn recently. I can almost think of it. It's like Numera or something like that. This one is Born. I don't have Born. He is, I think, the poison guy. Unshackled Frenzy is his ultimate. Dispels up to 1 buff from the target. Then basic attack turns into 3 consecutive strikes, dealing 3 instances of 90% damage and inflicting 2 times with poison on the target. For each stack of poison on the target, increases damage dealt by 1%, up to a 30% increase. So they have Born, and they also have this one. I was right. My name is Numera. Good for me. I tried to get Numera. She also does poison. I think it would be great. But alas, again, it just wasn't in the cards. So, very good. This is not going well for my opponent. So, victory, and that was Selksat at 168,549 BP. Stats show that the top DPS, or the top damage actually, was the guy whose name I've already forgotten. It might be Born. May have said Born. Anyway, whoever he is, green guy there, did 3,569,770 damage. Followed by Arrogance at 2,753,350. And then, somewhat interestingly, Xeno was next at 2,096,740. For that, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 XP potions. Now, what else? Alright, it looks like the next, somewhat reasonable person we can attempt is this person whose name we can't pronounce at 371,234 BP. And their monsters are approximately the same as their BP, which means that their team is more equally matched to one another. Alright, let's zoom out a bit and have a look at this. They threw out Volteron, which I've seen him a lot. He's very, very good. Volteron gains 1 stack of Chaotic Vitality. When Potent Surge reaches its maximum, gains 2 stacks of Chaotic Vitality. Inflicts vulnerability versus physical damage on nearby enemies continuously during the effect duration. And that's the ultimate. We're getting slaughtered right now. Alright. Dao Chan is out over there, and she, of course, switches between Serenade and Potent Song of Sorrow and her Lover's Requiem, basically between a DPS mode and a healer mode. Sun Wukong is also phenomenal. He has Splitting Hairs as his ultimate, deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy and inflicts stun. Another cool thing he does is he makes these little clones of himself that come around and just slaughter everything in the vicinity. All right, we were defeated handily there by this individual with 371,000 something, 371,300 and no, 371,234. Valderon topped the damage by a good bit at 5,652,830. Looks like Arrogance followed up with 2,790,900. And then it dropped down to Xena, which was not terribly low, honestly, at 2,348,510. And then it went on down to Sun Wukong and Yutrin with less than 2 million each. For that, we got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points. Very cool. Alright, now let's see, anybody else from here? I could go ahead and give this Akira a try. 384,468 BP on that one. It's gonna be nasty, but you know, we can go ahead and give it a shot. No problem. Let's see what we've got here. First and foremost, they have thrown down Zalitsu, which I see often in Arena. So, her ultimate is Will of Hegemony, such a word. When triggered, deals 380% extra damage in a larger range for 35 seconds. Interesting that it says larger range. How much is larger? We don't know. It's larger. Inflicting burning every time the hero attacks. The effect's duration is increased by 1 second for every kill during the skill. That's very, very nice. Following that up is someone who I cannot click. They're gone. I have no idea who it was. But here we have Twyla. Slice and Dice is her ultimate. When activated, increases damage by 50% and reduces attack interval by 20%. Granting the ranged blade an extra 6 instances of damage lasting for 15 seconds. Deals 200% damage 2 times to one enemy. Something. Alright, so we got the victory against Akira, 384,468 BP on that one. Looks like topping the damage was this one here. This person here who looks like a girl but is actually a guy, and it's like Maison or something like that. They did the top and the bottom line, and then Arrogance was next at 3,203,400, followed by that girl there, whoever she is, Elf Girl there with 2,512,450. And then Xena after that at 2,340,500. And of course, Yutrin was a little bit lower, but not too much on the other spell behind after that. So for that, we got 3 arena points, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 gold. Alright. That's about as high as I can probably go with any degree of possibility of success. Alright, let's come out here. And I think I'll come over to Vault in the Sands and run some more Fury 2s with the rest of my auto fights, which is going to be 9 fights long. Let's see. We only have one arena permit left. Let's click on this mine and see what there is here in because I'm gonna have to get off here pretty soon, and I would like to collect the mine stuff. So we got 4,400 coins, 3,550 XP potions, 20 core stamina, one diamond, one auto fight attempt, 6 mythical, and a couple of chests. Let's see what's in the chest. We've got 2 insignia of mages 2s, and 2 insignia of marksman's 2. 2 insignias of marksman 2 would be the way that we say the plural. If only we could speak, would be great. Alright. Okay, so we got all of that pretty much down. So I think while I'm waiting on those fights, I'm gonna come over here and check out the gear. And first we're gonna go to 0 to 3 gear. We don't have any right now, so now how about the 4 to 7 stuff and see what we have and whether it would be worth, worth cleaning up or not. Okay, so we're gonna go to bulk. So actually, I think first I might see if I can figure out how to change the what it considers recommended and whatnot. I think there's a way to do it. Oh, here, recommendation settings. Big old blue button with a thumbs up on blue strings. Makes sense, I suppose. But I guess color threw me off. Okay, so I'm just kind of curious as to what have we got here. Looks like default rule. Is it? No, I'm not sure. What if your piece of colors above rules will be marked as recommended? Okay, let's try manage plan. No idea. Support focus set default. No idea. Don't really know how to change it. Cool. I'm sure there's a way. We got import plan, but I doubt that that's gonna be, didn't think so, not help. We got export plan, that seems even more useless. Restore to default wouldn't help in the slightest because it is the default. So then, what can we actually click on? We can add rule into the rule name it says. What if, what I actually want is attack speed, but I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I want it to have attack speed as either the primary attribute or as the secondary attribute. Among the above gear set pieces, those that possess the selected primary attribute and one of the selected secondary attributes will be marked as recommended. One of them. Okay. Required number of secondary. Okay, I see. So, can I do it like this? Really, at the moment, that's the requirement that I want. The rest of these things are good, but I think this is really what I'm looking for currently. So if I say, oh, I have to enter new rule name. Okay, I'm just gonna say attack speed. Maybe. Move speed with an extra E. It's that fast. You don't even know. Alright, so we click OK. Gear set not selected. I have to select gear set. How about all of them? I don't really care what gear set does. Okay, now, try again. Rule created. Alright, cool. Well, what did that do? Who knows? I also don't know how to use it. So that's cool. Regardless, let's go to bulk sell, and I'll just go through and see if any of this is easily what I want to get rid of or not. Definitely not that, It's kind of exactly what I was talking about just then. That being said, of course, I prefer the mythic ones to the legendaries, but hey, beggars and choosers and all that business, right? Just got the spend 500 stamina reward over there, which may come into play. We shall see. Fortunately, I have gone through most of these already, so it's a fairly short list that's left right now, and that's going to be good enough. So we're going to sell the rest of these guys for 140,800 gold, and then I'm going to head back over here and go to bulk organize. We're going to select all of these guys with the little check mark down there, and I'm going to bulk enhance them up to level 8, which is a lot of where a lot of the retries are hanging out. So there we go. Now just to kind of see where we're at on 8 to 11, we have a good bit of materials here that will be ready whenever we are. However, I want to go out of there for now. Let's go over to quests. I saw something updating. Enhance 3 pieces of gear to level 8. That gives us one of these random quartz keystones level 1 to 2. But also, we spent 300 stamina, which gives us 3 of these stamina potion samples. Because spending stamina gives you stamina. That's all good folks over there, right? Alright, now, got that. Let's go to the arena where we can refresh. Yes, I think so. I'll go ahead and refresh. Well, it was a bad choice, apparently, because all of these guys are just way too high to even consider messing with. So, let's get out of there. Still have a couple more auto battles going. Let's see, is there anything else that I have time to mess around with at the moment? Only one more auto battle going. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and get out of here for now. It was a pleasure streaming with all of you, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see next time I go live. I'm hoping to be on at some point tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you all then. Have a good night.